Now that the dust has settled and the Galaxy S24 is announced, you may be wondering if you should trade in your Galaxy S23 FE for the Galaxy S24. The short answer is no, and here are 7 reasons why. First reason is you already spent $400 to $600 on your Galaxy S23 FE, and if you go on the Samsung website now and try to trade in your S23 FE, it's actually not even listed on here. With all the phones they have, I am shocked to see that the S23 FE is not listed. I looked through the list multiple times. They have so many random phones out there that I never even heard of. Galaxy A10e and even the random Galaxy Note at the beginning of the time. My bald baby was crying on my video monitor. Gotta pause the video, go grab him.
Alrighty, back again. Put baby to bed, went to shower. Now we're back in business. So much harder to make videos now when you have a kid, but just gotta keep grinding. So for some reason, the Galaxy S23 FE is not even on Samsung trade-in deal. They have all these phones, old phones, new phones. Some of these phones cost about $80, like the Galaxy A10e. If you go on Amazon, you can get it for $80 and trade it in for $200 and net $140 in savings. But the only option you can choose with the S23 FE is other, and that will only give you $100, so that's not even worth it. You're better off keeping the FE at that point. So let's say you already spent $500 on the Galaxy S23 FE, you trade in for $100, you are $400 out of pocket, and then you gotta spend roughly $700 on the new Galaxy S24 after your $100 trade-in. So you do out the math, you're actually spending $1,100 on the brand new S24. Still following me? And now you spend $1,100 in total for the brand new S24. So totally not worth it if you plan to trade it into Samsung's website if you already have the S23 FE today. So first reason, the trade-in is not worth it. The second reason is the S24 is just more expensive. Assuming you spend $500 on the FE, you're getting 5 years of security updates, so that's roughly $100 a year for the next 5 years if you plan to keep your phone for that long. Assuming you're shopping in the budget range, you plan to keep these phones for a while, you're looking for value. People who are buying the Ultra phones, the folding phones, those high-end ones, they're always chasing the latest and greatest tech. But people who are more budget conscious and looking for more value, they tend to keep their phone longer. So I think $100 a year is not bad if you plan to keep the FE for 5 years. And for the S24, using my math from previously, you would need to spend $1,100 out of pocket. Luckily, you get 7 years of software updates, so assume you keep the S24 for 7 years. That would be about $157 a year. So overall, still more expensive, and I do not think it's worth it. Third reason to not upgrade to the S24 FE is even though the peak brightness is higher, it's not something that's really applicable a lot of the time. So the S24 has 2600 nits peak brightness compared to the 1450 nits on the Galaxy S23 FE. Depending on your lifestyle, where you live, currently it is winter for me. I feel like it is winter half of the time in New England. So I'm not really outside where the sun is beaming every day. And even when I'm outside under the sun, I never really have any trouble seeing my phone or anything like that, even on a hot summer day. So I think the 2600 nits peak brightness is nice in theory, but it's not something that I would need every single day. So it doesn't justify the additional $700 for the S24. Before jumping into the last 4 reasons, just want to give a quick shout out to my partner Mint Mobile. Currently, you can get unlimited text data for as low as $15 a month. You do have to buy 3 months in total. This offer is only good until the end of January, so make sure to check them out. Link in the description below. Next reason why you don't want to get the S24 is solely based on the battery life alone. I think in theory it's nice to have a phone with great all-day battery life, but you have fast charging, then I think it is fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal to plug in your phone for half an hour. And with the S23 FE in general, I get about 10 to 13 hours a day if I use it a lot. And then I'm always around chargers. I'm at home most of the day. I work from home. Even on the weekend, I'm not really going anywhere with a new baby. So for my lifestyle, it works for me. I have chargers everywhere around the house. Not a big deal for me to quickly plug it in if I need additional juice. So even though it's nice to have a phone that can last a whole day or something like that, with the S24, I probably expect it to last anywhere from 15 to 20 hours of battery life. Not sure I'm being too aggressive there. So that is a pretty big boost, but once again, I don't think it's worth it to spend an additional $700 just to get that little bit extra battery life. So it all depends on your lifestyle. If you're on the go, you're traveling, I guess you can always buy a portable battery bank, but I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal just to charge your phone a little bit longer. So I wouldn't switch to the S24 just for the battery life improvement alone. The biggest thing you're going to hear about the Galaxy S24 is this AI this, AI that. I feel like in 2023, AI is the big buzzword. It's everyone want to incorporate it and have something tied to it, AI. I still think it's just a little gimmicky. There are neat tricks here and there, but it's not something that I use every day. There's been a good amount of their presentation talking about the translator app. If you're talking with someone on the phone, it can automatically translate the conversation in live time. If you are traveling, you can use a Samsung like Google Translate that the other person can talk back to you. I feel like these are always good in theory, but they don't really work that well in person. I have had cases when I try to talk to other people or even eavesdrop while they're speaking Chinese, like to turn on my Google Translate. It doesn't even pick up half the things and it doesn't translate the other half of the things. So I'm always skeptical with all these translating tools. One thing that is somewhat neat is this circular search thing. I don't think I'm going to use it that often. There's never really a lot of times where I'm looking at things on my phone and then I want to take a screenshot and use Google Lens to search it up. Maybe I might do it more if I do have this circuit to search, but I'm gonna see. I don't think it's something that is really worth the extra money just for that one extra little feature. But of all the AI tricks, this one probably sound the most coolest. At the same time, I'm still a little skeptical in terms of how I'm gonna incorporate that in my daily life. Number 6 is the camera. Hardware-wise, you're not really seeing too many changes with the S24. The biggest thing you're going to see is all these AI software tweaking the algorithm in the background. But the hardware is pretty much similar for the base model. The only ultra models where you do see some of the changes, but even so, that's debatable if it's going to produce better quality videos and photos. As you can see in the past, a lot of the blind camera tests that are done, the budget Google Pixel phones tend to be the most preferred photo, and that is not necessarily the biggest lens or the most expensive phone. It's just how all the software algorithm and everything works together. So I think with the FE, you are getting the same, if not comparable camera to the S24. Currently recording this video on the S23 FE as well using portrait mode, and it's been servicing me pretty well throughout my whole time of owning this phone. The 7th reason and last reason why you don't want to upgrade to the S24 is just for the speed alone. It's always nice every single year to get a new chip, a higher number that is slightly faster performance-wise and speedier or whatever. But on a day-to-day basis, to be honest with you, I'm so happy with my Galaxy S20 from 4 years ago. It is still fast and smooth. The only reason why I would even consider upgrading it if it's no longer getting security support. At that point, you're using random website, your phone is vulnerable to hacking, identity thefts, and everything like that. So if you are still using the Galaxy S10 and below, that is the point where you really need to trade it in and get a new phone. Other than that, if it's still fast, smooth, and efficient, there's really no need for you to get your phone every single year or every 2 years. And I guess in this case, if you do get the S24, you don't really need a new phone until the next 7 years. So if you already bought the Galaxy S23 FE, just stick with it. There's really no life-changing feature in the Galaxy S24. And the fact that Samsung is going to support it for the next 7 years kind of proves that phone don't really change that much from year to year. The way that all these models going to work, the new phone is going to get all these new AI software features, and then eventually it's going to trickle down to the older phones. So the older phones can eventually get it, or at least some of it, but the newer phone might get a few cool tricks here and there just to kind of differentiate itself on the software side. But on the hardware side, it's not really changing that much. Me personally, I'm going to get the S24 anyways because I love trying out new technology. I change phone every 30 days. But most people don't need to do it unless you're really passionate about tech and you're willing to spend the money. But that's all I have for you in terms of my thoughts on whether or not you should trade your Galaxy S23 FE for the S24. Personally, I don't think you should do it. Unless you just keep trying new things, then that's fine. But I think for most normal people, you can just stick with the FE for the next 5 years. And if you're curious to learn more about 24 things that is new about the S24, feel free to check out this video. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.